好了。Hi, Professor and dear colleagues. We are Team One. 宇飞、新兰 and 舒瑜. Today, we are going to present our research on a critical topic for the future of energy: batteries as a great fast-acting memory. Well, we often talk about generating energy, like solar panels and wind turbines. Today, we will focus on how we manage that energy. Specifically, we will look at how batteries act as a brain and memory of our modern electrical grid. To start, we must understand the shift in our power grid. In the past, the legacy grid was simple and vertical. Power flowed one way from huge coal or nuclear plants directly to us. Crucially, this system had high inertia. The heavy rotating turbines in these massive plants naturally keep the grid stable. Now, look at the modern grid. It is horizontal and bidirectional. We rely on distributed sources like solar and wind. But here is a problem. These sources lack physical mass. This leads to a loss of inertia. Without a heavy spinning mass, the grid frequency becomes unstable and hard to control. This brings us to a major question. If we look at global energy stored today, as shown in this chart, it is dominated by pumped hydro, which makes up 92.6%. Batteries shown here in the electrochemical section are only a small slice, about 5%. So considering this, we posed a key question for our research. Can batteries truly replace traditional generator inertia to maintain stability? Can this small slice really do the heavy lifting for the entire grid? To answer that, let's look at the fundamental solution. Energy stored. We know we cannot control the sun. When there is a mismatch between supply and demand, represented by these cut wires, stored allows us to save extra production and use it to fill the gap later. But for the stability problem I mentioned, simple stored isn't enough. We need something faster. This is why batteries are unique. They are not just stored, they are the need for speed. Unlike slow hydro dams, batteries can react in milliseconds. This allows them to perform three critical tasks. First, and most importantly, frequency regulation. Remember our question about inertia? Batteries provide synthetic inertia. They inject power instantly to stabilize the grid against faults, faster than any mechanical turbine. This is how they replace the old generators. Second, renewable smoothing. This smooths out the jagged power output caused by clouds passing over solar panels. Third, load shifting. They store excess solar energy at noon, the belly of the curve, and discharge it during the evening peak. So to summarize, batteries provide the speed and the kinetic inertia that modern grid desperately needs. But what do these systems look like in reality? Here you see lithium racks and large flow battery tanks. To explain the technical differences between these two technologies, I will now pass the floor to my colleague Xinlan. Thank you.
Thank you, Yufei. So what technologies do we use to build this fast-acting memory? The current state-of-the-art solution is lithium-ion batteries. These are the same batteries we can find in our phones and electric vehicles. In the modern grid, they are dominant for several reasons. First, their production is quite mature now. We know how to build them at scale to meet the industrial need. And as you can see in this figure, the battery pack price declined year by year. Second, they have a high efficiency, typically between 80% and 90%. This means very little energy is lost during the charge and discharge cycle. And most importantly, they have a very fast response time, making them perfect for the use for frequency regulation. However, in consideration of practical operation, there are several obvious drawbacks of lithium-ion batteries too. First, they typically have a short duration of discharge, often just 1 hour to 4 hours. And they have limited storage, so they can't support the need for long time and large-scale use. And I think this can be fatally flawed when some emergent cases came. They also face the problem of environmental damage. During the battery production process, a large amount of wastewater, waste gas, which contain harmful substances such as heavy metals, are generated. And to overcome the limits of lithium ion, specifically with the hope for seeking for longer storage duration, we look at technological advancement, and we focus on flow batteries. This technology is unique. Unlike solid batteries, flow batteries store energy in liquid electrolytes contained in external tanks, and as you can see in the pictures, this is the tanks store the energy. The crucial factor here is that power and energy are independent. If you want more power, you simply build larger cell stack. And if you want to have more energy duration, you just need to build bigger tanks. This makes them easy to scale up and gives them a very long storage period without degradation. Although their energy density is lower, for stationary grid use, this is a very promising solution. What I mentioned above is only half the story. To truly act as a fast-acting memory, We need clever control strategies. It means that batteries should constantly make decisions based on signals from the grid. When the grid frequency drops, the control system commands the batteries to discharge immediately to stabilize it. When there is excess solar power at noon, the system switches to load shifting mode to store energy for the evening. And this picture may be an example of charging control. When the use change and when the electricity consumption varies, the current and voltage output will change accordingly. These algorithms allow batteries to juggle multiple tasks: frequency regulation, renewable smoothing, and load shifting simultaneously. It's quite flexible and it can adjust the charging and discharging mode according to real-time demand. So we have the hardware, lithium and flow batteries, and we have the control system as the software. And as you can see, this is a table showing comparison of technical characteristics of energy storage systems. Among this, the performance of lithium and flow batteries is outstanding. They are efficient and they respond fast. But we should think that, can it be feasible on a large scale? Is it economically feasible? What about the cost and environmental impacts? When it comes to details, for efficiency, lithium-ion batteries are highly efficient, reaching up to 90%. In contrast, flow batteries have lower efficiency, often between 65% to 85%. When it comes to lifetime and degradation, lifetime of lithium-ion batteries is typically limited to 5 to 15 years. Every time you charge and discharge them, they lose a tiny bit of capacity. However, the cycle life of flow batteries is longer. Usually, they live from 15 to 25 years. And considering cost, scaling lithium-ion batteries often is still expensive compared to flow batteries, which are easier to scale up by simply making the tanks bigger. That's all my part. To analyze the critical performance challenges, I will hand it over to Shuyu. Thank you.
Thank you too. And after knowing the concept and performance of these two main batteries, here comes the key technical challenges in this field. As we can see in this slide, there's an impossible triangle in the power grid domain, with the three vertices representing degradation under fast cycling, safety at scale, and multi-service optimization. The fast, rapid charge and discharge cycles required for grid services severely accelerate battery degradation. Predicting this will remains a key challenge. And for the sake of safety, preventing a single cell failure from cascading is critical. Effective large-scale fire detection and cell-to-system barrier design are still under development. And for the multi-service optimization, I would like to say the most difficult challenge is the algorithm that can juggle grid services and battery health instantly.
This multi-goal optimization is complex and requires advanced models. But where are difficulties, where are solutions? Nowadays, people have found several methods to solve the difficulties mentioned before. To balance the lifetime and response, we can use advanced lithium replenishment chemistry and smart control algorithm to slow down degradation caused by fast, irregular grade cycling. And for the sake of safety, we developed novel submersion cooling systems and AI-powered early warning sensors to prevent thermal runaway and its spread. And considering the intelligent control, we can also use AI-driven battery management systems, which can juggle multiple grid services while optimizing for both grid needs and battery health. So, after weighing these remarkable capabilities against these substantial challenges and the emerging solutions, we would like to draw the conclusion and answer to our central question that batteries are essential, but not a completely one-to-one replacement for traditional generator inertia in a high renewable grid. We could see that maybe the future grid's backbone will be a mix of technologies where battery provide critical speed, while other assets supply the needed bulk inertia and long duration stability. But we couldn't say that batteries can replace traditional technologies in grid today. And to summarize our central theme, we have analyzed how batteries work through their speed and intelligent control. As a grid's fast-acting memory to solve modern challenges like frequency instability. And we know how can people solve difficulties emerging in the grid. And by developing clever intelligent control strategies, batteries can simultaneously provide critical service such as frequency regulation and renewable smoothing. The final conclusion is that while batteries are vital for grid transition, providing essential speed and flexibility, they cannot entirely replace traditional generator inertia one-to-one. And finally, we would like to thank you for your time and attention, and we are here open for any questions. Thank you for listening.